Does it start? I'm sorry.
Dreams. We all have them. Some of us want to start a business. Some of us want to get in better shape. Some of us want to start a family. No matter what the dream, they are precious to us. We won't do anything to make them a reality. And yet, for some reason or another, they still remain in the realm of dreams. We try. We do things like make New Year's resolutions. We tell ourselves, this is the year it's going to happen. But nothing happens. If our dreams are so important to us, then why do we give up on them so easily? Because we depend on things like motivation to get us through. We don't plan. Or we let fear and doubt dissuade us. Well, I'm here today to show you how we can make our dreams a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, today is the day that we achieve our dreams. Our first step is we need to address fear and doubt. These two things can sabotage our efforts before we even begin. I'd like to tell you a little story. About a decade ago, I suffered from severe social anxiety. Fear and doubt ruled my life. I was a hermit, essentially, hiding away in my self-imposed prison. I desperately wanted a life of my own. To have friends, to have a girl, to have a future. But I let fear and doubt hold me back. Well, one day I had had enough. I stopped doubting myself, and I stopped letting fear hold me back. I moved to a new city, and I forced myself in a position that I couldn't back out of. And do you know what happened? I succeeded. I was so jubilant. I achieved what I dreamed of for almost a decade. I had made a life for myself. Fear and doubt kill more dreams than failure ever could. And the only thing that stands between us and our dreams is the bullshit stories that we tell ourselves as to why we can't achieve them. We can achieve them. If we want it enough to face our fears, do you want it enough?
Yeah.
Come on, everybody. Do you want it enough?
Yeah.
Yes. Damn right we do.
That's right.
So now that we told fear and doubt to take a hike, now we need to make a plan. We could rush in full of motivation and inspiration and tackle our dreams head on and get a concussion in the process. Or we can make a plan for success. The first step of which is to be specific with our dream. Let's say our dream is to start a business. Whoops. Well, let's get specific. What kind of business do we want? Where do we want it to be located? When do we want to start by? Who's going to work for us? Who will be our clientele? The more specific we are, the better. This makes our dreams tangible. It makes them real. If we're ambiguous with our dreams, they're going to stay in the realm of dreams. Our next step is we need to break down the steps required to achieve those dreams. Let's say our first step is that we got to find a location for our business. To find a location, we have to browse realty ads, call realtors, visit locations, research locations. All time-consuming, very overwhelming if we take it on all at once. So we make it bite-sized. We break it down. Make it, say, 30 minutes a day browsing Craigslist ads or something like that. Anyone can dedicate 30 minutes a day to a task. By making these tasks bite-sized, it makes them realistic. It makes them achievable. We need to do this for all of the tasks that are immediate. The rest of it we can worry about another time. And as we're making these tasks bite-sized, remember that you don't have to be perfect. As General George Patton said, a good plan executed now is better than a perfect plan executed next week. So let's strive for progress and forget about perfection. Leave that to the procrastinators. So now we have a plan for success. Now comes the hard part. We're going to have to put in the work. Yes, we're actually going to have to work. I know that sounds funny, but this is where most dreams fall apart. It's easy to make a plan. It's easy to start working. It is hard to follow through because we depend on motivation. We let a lapse of willpower hold us back, or plan A just fails. Well, if plan A fails, remember, you have 25 more letters to choose from. If you have a lapse of willpower, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, keep going, because you haven't failed. Today you are better than you were yesterday. And tomorrow you are better still. And as for motivation, don't even get started. Motivation, depending on it, is the worst thing anyone can do. Depending on motivation is the incorrect assumption that we need to be in a particular mood or mindset to do something. It's the keystone of procrastination. In this, it's like a battery. That when you start, you're full of it, full of energy. But as time goes by, that energy begins to deplete. And eventually it and your dreams are going to die. What we need to depend upon is discipline. Discipline is simply choosing between what you want now and what you want most. It's doing the work even when you just don't feel like it. But being rewarded by satisfaction when you're done. In this, it's like a car engine. Once we start it, it supplies energy to the entire system. And as long as you keep refueling yourself with food and sleep, it'll keep you going indefinitely. If there's anything that I'd like you to take from this speech, it's this. Avoid depending upon motivation like the plague. And do the work as if your dreams depended on it. Because they do. Really though, when it all boils down to it, all of us have two choices. We can either make progress, or we can make excuses. The choice is ours. Quit making excuses, putting it off, complaining about it, dreaming about it, whining about it, crying about it, believing we can't do it, worrying if we can, waiting until we're older, thinner, richer, braver, or all around better. Suck it up. Make a plan. Say a prayer, hold on tight, and let's do it. It will hurt. It will take time. It requires dedication. It requires willpower. It will require sacrifice. There will be temptations. But I promise you, when we reach our goals, when we make our dreams a reality, it'll be worth it. Because all of us here are worth it. Stop dreaming, start doing.
Thank you.